Hello, this is Winston Cunningham, September 16th, 2024. And I want to talk about to thine own self be true. Those words keep coming back to me over and over throughout my whole lifetime. And it was said in another way by Henry David Thoreau, who said, the only obligation I have the right to assume is to do at any one time what I think is right. And I keep coming back to that one too. Because it's in the bottom line, it's my responsibility. It's my life, it's my responsibility. And recently I had a cold. And I teach people how to deal with colds, but it's very rare that I'll get one, and it's caused by doubt and indecision. And there was an experience recently where I've had, whether I had reason to or not, I can't say, but I did have some doubt in myself that was fed by a suggestion that someone made about my further learning. And in giving thought to that, I dredged up some doubt that from earlier, from before. So I've been working the last few days on with that, and what I'm coming to is that, and what I have come to previously. I can't work off of other people's pictures. It is good. I like to listen to people that I respect, and I like to hear what they have to say, and in many times I like to incorporate that into what I am doing. But for me, I have to understand how it relates to me, and it has to fit in with what I've decided to do with my life this lifetime. Because I could get distracted by listening to this suggestion or that suggestion. I could get distracted over and over again. And so I'm in the process of letting things go, let them fall by the wayside that I don't need, that are not serving me, that are not serving my purpose for this lifetime. So I have to keep coming back to being true to myself. I respect all of the opinions that other people have, but what I respect most of all is that each person has their own responsibility for their own life, and that's what it comes down to. And I can be distracted by being pulled off center by a comment that someone made. That happened recently, and it wasn't the other person's doing, it was mine. So I have to be cautious. I have to be diligent about processing my thinking to reflect the truth as I see it, and that's my way forward. It is customary, it is common for people to hear something that I say and they don't relate to it at all. But that's okay. For other people, I'm just doing like what the guy was doing for me last week, just planting a seed. And this is all. What I do with the seed, in order for a seed to grow, it has to be watered and maintained, and it has to be planted in the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind substance. So it has to be nurtured. And that's what I keep coming back to for myself, is that how can I better nurture the seed idea within me that I planted before I got into this body, this lifetime. And I've looked back over my life, and in some ways I'm doing really good. In other ways I need some work. And so last week I got too far into the I need some more work, because I started feeling a little bit guilty about what I haven't done, and so I started having a little doubt about myself, and I didn't like that at all, and my body didn't like it either, because my body said, "What's going on here?" And I couldn't say clear enough to give my body a direction to heal itself from the cold. That's what it amounts to. And so it's very rare for me to get myself caught in that state of mind. But it's still my responsibility, because there's so many things available, especially where the internet is concerned, and me doing these talks and seeing what maybe I need to do next. But there's so many different options coming from so many different directions. The only one that I can really rely on is what I get from my own soul, and that's what I pay attention to. And so when somebody says, no matter how much respect I have for them, if it's not fitting into what the way that I see that I need to progress, then I have a little trouble with it. And if what they say has enough relevance to me, then I may, and I have in some cases, followed up on their suggestions. But I understand the suggestion to be that it's what they can see from the information they have about me. And I understand that. And some people that offer advice to me have a lot of experience, and are doing some really good work worldwide, doing really good work. But what it comes down to is I cannot sidestep the responsibility of mine. And I do counseling with other people as well. And I will tell somebody according to what I can perceive, or the perspective I have from the information I'm gathering from them. And from my experience, I've learned to gather some more pertinent information by looking deeper, as a result of my meditation and concentration and all of those things that I do. So I'm in a little bit different place than I would have been without those. And so many times I can give someone some realistic input, as the fellow was doing for me last week. And I appreciate that. And it is rare for me at this point to find someone who is actually open to hearing the perspective as I see it. And I understand that, because everyone is individual. And it's the individuality. I remember, speaking of Henry David Thoreau, the classic story is that Ralph Waldo Emerson had the ideas, but Henry David Thoreau is the one who followed up on those ideas. In fact, one time Henry David Thoreau was in jail because he was actually practicing what Emerson was suggesting, and Emerson come to visit him, and they said, "What are you doing in there?" And Thoreau said, "What are you doing out there?" So, and Thoreau was practicing what Emerson was preaching, actually. So and I'm guilty over and over this lifetime about needing to see from my experience, the one in jail. The one from my experience, I need to see it from that perspective, because someone else telling me something is from their perspective, and I appreciate that. So I'm tossed back and forth between those ideologies, but what is most important is what I experience and what I can see from my experience. And so I have to be true to myself. And I think I'll continue to do that. And yes, I appreciate the suggestions that come from anyone else, especially someone who's had a lot of the type of experience that I have some faith in. If you've heard any of my other talks, you know a little bit about how I approach things, because I've built a really good relationship with my own soul, and I depend on my own soul to feed me what I need when I need it. And I've learned to trust that. And here I am. I just had a recent experience, and that's what I've been talking about. I had a cold, and I'm resting, just allowing my body to heal itself. And the body will always heal itself, provided the thinking is correct. The body cannot and will not heal as long as the attitude that caused it is still prevalent. That has to be changed. So that's what I've been working on the last few days, and it seems to be a minor thing, but yet it became a major thing with me. So whether it's major or minor, or diminished, or whatever in between, it matters. So this is me, and this is what I'm about, and there ain't no point in running from that. Just need to hang tight and see what it's about. So I do a lot of that, hanging tight. And lately, just the last couple of days, I've just been resting, because that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I don't like that feeling. But it's unfortunately it's necessary. But here I am again, just talking about what I'm experiencing, and that's the only reason we're here, to experience and to learn to look at one of the, or maybe more, but at least one of the 144,000 different ways of thinking that I need to become acquainted with. So it's all good. Don't always feel good, but I know, since I'm going to be learning from it, that I can tolerate the little discomfort, because I know where it leads, and I've had many experiences. So I just have to laugh a little bit. Don't cry much. I probably need to do that. But it all comes back to me. And for you, it all comes back to you. Anyway, I'm Winston Cunningham. Thank you for listening.